It's wonderful to have you back for the third installment of our Bible study, The Beatitudes, Living a Blessed Life. I hope and pray that you've been enjoying the podcast version of the study and the time you've spent in the Word. Let's get started with the study, Blessed are the Meek. I want to take a little time today to have some reflection time, so best that we get going here. Our focus is Matthew 5:5 and Matthew 5:11, 27 to 30. The goal I'm hoping for today is to help us understand what it truly means to be meek. Sometimes there's some confusion about that. Let's start out by reading the scriptures today. Matthew 5:5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And then 11, starting at verse 27, all things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son to those whom the Son chooses to reveal him. 28th verse. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Let's take some time to open our minds a little bit this morning about these passages. The Greek word translated meek meant mild or gentle. It was often used to denote gentle friendliness. Matthew is the only gospel writer to use the term, and he was also, interestingly enough, the only one of his disciples to work for the Romans collecting taxes. Matthew appears in these passages to be very interested in the ways Jesus' values contrast with those of his former employer. Matthew used meek 3 times in his gospel, once each at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of Jesus' earthly ministry. The concept first appears here in this beatitude. The remaining 2 times that Matthew uses this, he uses the root word for meek that is translated just simply Gentile. But in both cases, at the end there, it describes Jesus' character, gentle character. Now, in the 11th chapter, Matthew goes on to a different subject. He says, for some, religious duties had become labor and duty to the law, a burden, and Jesus invites his followers to see the truth, to come to him, and to find rest. This invitation is for everybody. This is not rest from physical labor, but a spiritual refreshing, rather than a pharisaical approach to following the law. Jesus invites his followers to learn from him and be gentle and humble of heart. Jesus is not saying that following him does not require obedience or effort. Rather, they will find Jesus' guidance and presence in their lives if they submit themselves to his guidance and leading through the power of the Holy Spirit. Like I said before, the word meek, praeses, I think is how you say it, appears only 3 other times in the New Testament, or 3 times in the New Testament. And in these instances, that word, again, is translated gentle. It denotes humility and trust in God rather than a reliance on self. The meek understand their standing before God, and they live it out in their lives. Although they do not think lowly of themselves, in turn, they don't have inflated egos either. Let's open up our hearts a little bit. It's easy to get so focused on the word meek that we fail to appreciate its true power. Meekness is not only gentleness, but associated with patience and humility. Len Valentine has written a wonderful theme song for our campaign, the Beatitudes for Holy Living. It's called Blessed. I'd like you to take some time right now and listen to Nicole Hood sing the song for us. Reflect on your life and what your focus really is. If you're feeling weary or burdened or even a little lost, just give that over to the Lord. I'm sure he would love to take it from you if you want him to. God bless you, and see you next time.